Oh, hold on one second. James, one quick question for you. Are you Sam Cedar from the Majority Report?
Sam Cedar.
Are you still on probation?
Friend of freedom. Are you serious?
Stop never through all that's happening.
Alright, today we are going to be talking about Project Veritas. Now the thing with Project Veritas is that they're kind of like a news organization mixed with a sort of sting operation group. But the thing about it is that a lot of these right-wingers seem to use these people as a legitimate source. Now, I know that these people haven't been around for a long time, and I know some people are going to be all like, oh, well, they haven't been around for a long time, therefore you shouldn't be talking about them. The thing about it is that there's kind of a historical context to it, so it's kind of important to document this. Not only that, but another thing to bring up is that, you know, these people have a lot of skeletons in their closets that not many people know about, which I'm here to bring up as well.
Nick,
Yes.
I'm hungry.
I don't care.
Now, the thing about it is that one of the other people who exposed this person is a person by the name of Sam Cedar. Now, I know some people may recognize that name and be all like, oh, Sam Cedar is a liberal. Here's the thing. A lot of these conservative people are afraid of Sam Cedar because of how correct Sam Cedar is. I mean, just look at this clip of Steven Crowder cowering in fear at the appearance of Sam Cedar, or even just the notion of him being there in the first place.
Oh, geez. Okay, so this is what's going to happen. What did I tell you? He was going to do anything he could to avoid. Oh, there he is. Oh no, Sam Cedar. What a fucking nightmare.
So yeah, if he's able to scare a conservative, I don't think conservatives have any right to be all like, oh, well, he's a liberal. If he showed up at your front doorstep, you'd probably piss your fucking pants. But yeah, regardless of what's being said, like, let's just begin the video proper, shall we? Now, a lot of right-wingers are obsessed with definitions, whatnot with the what is a woman type bullshit. But you know what? Let's ask the real questions around here. What is a journalist? Now, by definition, a journalist is a person who writes for newspapers, magazines, or news websites, or prepares news to be broadcasted, right? Now, James O'Keefe, the owner of Project Veritas, or at least former owner, but we'll get to that when we get to that, James O'Keefe is, by definition, a journalist. But he doesn't want to admit it, because only liberals can be journalists. It's as far as to use the word journo as an insult, which is something that a lot of these bullshit right-wingers who pretend not to be journalists but are, like to do quite a bit. Here, take a look.
James O'Keefe, who has the audacity to call me a journo.
That's really the worst part.
And what makes matters even crazier is this interaction that James O'Keefe had with Sam Cedar right here.
Do you consider yourself a journalist?
I'm Captain Kangaroo. What does it matter what you guys call me? The nature of our work is closer to journalism than anything I can think of. We're capturing people...
Well, I'm not asking what we call you.
Yeah.
Well, I'm saying, what do you call yourself?
We're capturing people in the act. In the act. Undeniably. Breaking the law.
You're also part of the act.
And resigning. Yeah, so was 60 Minutes, so was Diane Sawyer when she won the Investigative Reporters and Editors Award in 1992. So was Primetime Live.
So you are a journalist.
So I am a journalist. I am what I am. And attempts to call me other things is not going to change the nature of what I do.
Are you here?
Bro only fucking admitted to being a journalist when being pressed. If it wasn't for that, he would have continued his what if alt-hiss styled word salad. Bro started this whole thing being all like, oh yeah, well I'm Captain Kangaroo, using fucking bullshit analogies, like if he is fucking What If Alt Hist or one of his viewers or whatever. Keep comparing this person to What If Alt Hist, and the reason why is because a lot of these mannerisms could be seen in someone like What If Alt Hist, or someone who believes in a lot of the stuff that What If Alt Hist believes in, so... yeah, like, already, that's just not a good sign when dealing with a person like this. But you know what makes James O'Keefe really idiotic? His failed attempts to fearmonger about social media. Now, you see, the whole thing with it at the time was people were afraid about their information getting leaked on social media because of the whole scare that went on with Facebook where people were just randomly getting doxxed, right? However, here's the thing, right? When it came to that situation, that was pretty fucked up, and so far, from what I could tell, the only, social media company to get in trouble with that in the mainstream would be Facebook, and you know what? Yeah, understood. However, this wasn't what James O'Keefe was talking about. He was going after Twitter. Now, what was he accusing Twitter of? Well, they were doxing people who were sending their own social information, private information, on their platform. Yes. So James O'Keefe is one of those people who thinks that if you give other people your own personal information, and they're the ones that give it out to people, then it's their fault that you gave your personal information, not yours. What a fucking retard. Like, just gonna say it straight up, right? When it comes down to it, you're to blame if you get doxxed and because you sent people your own information. Like, granted, yeah, like, if other people go around looking for your information and it's already out there because of, like, some leak, then that's fucked up, okay? If you're going around telling people your information, that's not doxing. It's you being a fucking moron. Here's the clip.
So everything you send is stored in my server. So I can read exactly what you send.
Can I delete it?
You can. It's already on my server now. So all your sex messages and your dick pics are on my server now.
No shit.
Yeah.
Pause it.
Yeah, like, no shit, if you send a dick pic, it's gonna be in the servers. Like, you were the one who fucking sent it. It's not like the people at Twitter are scrounging around people's information that they themselves don't post. This is shit that you actively post yourself. Fucking dumbass, dude. Now, with those previous two things I just showed you about how this person is a journalist who claims that he's not a journalist, and also how this person just straight up thinks that doxing is the same thing as posting your own information out to the public, even though, no, in order for it to be considered doxing, someone else would have to dig through your shit and find your information, not, you doing it yourself, because by that point, you're just sharing your own private information to the public. But whatever the case may be, right, we've seen that this person, James O'Keefe, is an absolute fucking moron, right? But what could make this person even more retarded? Lying! But not just any type of lying. Lying in the most obvious way imaginable. Like, are you gonna see this shit and, immediately believe it? Like, I'm just gonna say it straight up because this shit feels even more scripted than an episode of LOLcow Live. Just take a look at this.
It was a special occasion that happened in May, and they invited us all to the Masonic Temple to talk about the future of the company for YouTube, and they described that they were going to. They invited us all to the Masonic Temple to talk about the future of the company for YouTube, and they described that they were going to have more content filtering. And right after that happened, a lot of the content creators started to get demonetized, and their videos started to get deranked. I'm talking about Dave Rubin, talking about Carpe Diem, talking about Tim Pool, and a lot of the other content creators that are within the YouTube ecosystem just saw their view counts just go through.
So how is it that Google is able to target these people?
The way that Google is able to target people is that they take videos and then they do a transliteration through using artificial intelligence.
Specifically, the insider verified that PragerU, the conservative educational YouTube channel, and talk show host Dave Rubin's videos received heightened analysis in the artificial intelligence program Viacom. Viacom polices YouTube distribution, singling Prager and Rubin out as right-wing and news talk.
And they look at the translated text of what those people are saying, and then they assign certain categories to them, like right-winger or news talk, and then they're able to take those and apply their algorithmic rebiasing unfairness algorithms to them so that their content is suppressed across the platform.
Okay, now, first off, it's obvious that this is fake given the attempt to hide the Google employee's identity. Like, we all know that James O'Keefe doesn't give a shit about hiding people's identities, especially if it's people who work for companies that he doesn't like, as can be seen in the previous clip with the Twitter employee, right? Also, another thing, apparently Google has meetings at the Masonic temples. Yes, because apparently big giant billion-dollar corporations apparently worship Satan. Honestly, I feel like it's more likely that these big million-dollar corporations probably just don't give a shit about religion whatsoever. Like, it's very clear to see, mainly because of the fact that the only thing they really ever seem to actually care about for real is money. So, yeah, like, understand why, you know, people who would work at, like, these companies would ever want to have meetings at anywhere like a fucking Masonic temple or anything like that. Like, could you just imagine if, like, you know, for whatever reason, for just no reason in particular, like, employees at fucking, I don't know, Bing just decide to have a fucking, you know, business meeting at a mosque or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing. Like, I just don't understand why, you know, these conspiracy theories are even credible to anyone at all. I guess you could make the idea that these people just don't think about what they hear and they're all like, oh, these companies, they promote, like, woke stuff, so that means they obviously support Satan, which is fucking stupid. Yes, I know that, you know, it's debatable if Freemasons, you know, are even satanic to begin with, but that's an accusation thrown at them by conservatives anyway, so it makes sense why, you know, James O'Keefe would even put that in here. Another thing that's important to bring up is, no, YouTube is not censoring right-wing voices. And a matter of fact, they're elevating them. I literally did an entire live stream proving that, and so have millions of other people too. Granted, that live stream I did was more so for fun as opposed to anything else, but still, the point still stands. YouTube actively goes out of their way to promote these voices. Like, seriously, if this wasn't the case, then how are these right-wing people like fucking Ben Shapiro household names? They wouldn't be if YouTube was actively going out of their way to fucking shadowban and hide them. So, yeah, that's how you know that this is a load of fucking shit. Now, given that last clip that I just showed you, it does put into question, is any of this shit real? Like, yeah, I did point out how illogical it is for, you know, James O'Keefe to be concerned about how, oh, well, if I post my own information, then apparently I'll get doxxed, oh no! Like, okay, then just don't post your own information, right? But that being said, why would the Twitter employee actively brag about something like that? Like, now that I'm starting to actually think about it, looking at that clip of him talking to the Google employee and comparing it to some of the other quote-unquote sting operations that he has done, how many of these do you think could even be considered as real? Especially when you look at this one right here, with hindsight as well, might I add.
Be ready to be in Milwaukee for the DNC convention. We're gonna make 1978 look like a Girl Scout cookout. The cops are gonna be the ones that are getting beaten. The cops are gonna be the ones that are getting beaten in Milwaukee.
Okay, I don't know how anyone's gonna spin this claim that I'm about to make, but I'm just gonna say it anyway, right? Protests are not organized by politicians. If you see a video of a paid actor saying that I work for the government and Bernie Sanders told me that we're gonna make a protest worse than the 1968 Vietnam protests at the DNC. If you hear someone say something like that, then they are lying. And a matter of fact, James O'Keefe's actually been sued a couple times before because of the fact that his sting operations were not only fake, but obviously were made to make political parties look bad. It doesn't matter how many news articles I show you guys that are made by actual sources that document this shit. No, you guys won't believe any of that at all. No, what you'll believe is if someone gets some random fucking paid actor off the street and be all like, Joe Biden is trying to blow up the earth. And then you'd be all like, oh, yes, he is trying to blow up the earth. Look, there's his nutsack in the sky right now, about to shoot lasers down at us and just blow us all up right now. You're all some of the most stupidest fucking people I've seen in a comment section ever. Because of the fact that all you guys ever do is believe in conspiracy theories about how, oh, the Muslims are trying to replace us. And as soon as someone reasonable like me comes in to tell you guys it's all a bunch of bullshit, you come in and start fucking talking about I'm a part of a fucking MK Ultra support group or whatever fucking bullshit. None of you guys actually care about making the world a better place. You just want it to be worse for everyone else and better for only you. Yeah, just wait until your own people start fucking chewing your face off. Look, I'm just sick of having these people try and pretend to be the most intelligent people in the world when they get all their informations from fucking AI-generated video essays. It pisses me off. Oh yes, because Negative XP is a philosophical genius because he reaffirms my racist beliefs. Fuck you and kill yourself right now. All of you. In my comment section, trying to fucking post all this fucking bullshit about, oh, owning libs. Just genuinely put a knife to your throat and cut yourself. Okay, maybe that might be a bit extreme. I mean, maybe there might be some people who'd come into this comment section and actually use their brain for once, but whatever the case may be, let's continue. But now people are wondering, where is James O'Keefe now? Where's Project Veritas now? Because, in case if you guys are unaware, all of the stuff that I showed you is extremely old. So what's going on now with James O'Keefe and Project Veritas? Well, the thing about it is that James O'Keefe is actually not with Project Veritas anymore. He stepped down as chairman back in 2023 because of controversies involving management and finances. Oh, wow. Talk about, you know, I don't even know what. Like, this person right here is so incompetent to where he can't even do proper sting operations without getting paid and hired actors involved. He can't even hide the fact that he did that, given how he's been sued for doing exactly that multiple times before in the past, but he can't even manage to actually make a profit. That is honestly crazy to think about, especially considering that the 2020s and late 2010s was the start of the right-wing grift. People were making money from this bullshit, yet James O'Keefe wasn't able to, which is kind of crazy to think about. Another thing that needs to be pointed out is that we don't even know who runs Project Veritas now. And honestly, I think it might be a sign that Project Veritas might be fucking dead. So, yeah. With that being said, a lot of you people might be watching this and be all like, okay, well, they're not around anymore. Why are you making this video? Or, in the more off chance of you being a retard watching this, oh, Rocky, you're not allowed to make this video. I need to harass you now because you made a video about something that isn't around anymore. You're not allowed. Oh my god, Project Veritas in the big 2025? Harass this person and get his docs. Like, I'd hear people, you know, who would say stuff like that. But here's the thing. This video isn't made to cash in on current events or anything like that. No. This is to document how this stupid fucking grift of sting operations and all this nonsense ended up falling flat on its face worse than anything I've ever seen and proceeded to just fade away. No one talks about Project Veritas anymore. Even after they started to... No, not even after. Even before they you know, started to, you know, fall out financially, right? People were still talking about them less and less, and I think that may have actually had to do with the fact that their sting operations were fake. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting to think about. Like, if you ever look back on an old fucking right-wing video trying to be all like, here's proof that all trans people are pedophiles, and they end up using fucking Project Veritas as a source. In hindsight, looking back at that, you'd see that they were fucking duped, tricked, fooled, whatever word you want to use to describe how they've been manipulated, essentially. It's funny to think about how easy it is to just trick people. Like, swear to God, imagine if I did something like that. That would be fucking crazy. Regardless of what the case may be, though, yeah, no, like, I'm just gonna say this straight up, like, this is honestly kind of funny, because it really debunks the whole go woke, go broke mentality. I guess what you could say is, get based, become a waste of money. It's still a work in progress, but whatever the case may be, yeah, like, this is just hilarious to see how these fucking retards, you know, ended up getting sued off the face of the planet because they were too incompetent to actually commit to doing real sting operations. So, yeah, like, this is funny. It really is. There's nothing else to really describe it as. It's just so pathetic that it's funny. Whatever. I'll see you guys in the next video. Alright, take care. Bye.